In the heart of Paris, amidst the iconic Eiffel Tower and the charming cobblestone streets, Pierre, a determined student, embarks on a transformative journey. His goal: to conquer the English language and unlock a world of opportunities. How to speak English fluently and confidently chronicles Pierre's inspiring quest for language mastery. From hesitant beginnings to confident conversations, his story unfolds through a series of immersive experiences, relentless dedication, and unwavering perseverance. Join Pierre as he navigates language barriers, cultural nuances, and personal challenges, discovering the transformative power of language learning along the way. Whether you're a language enthusiast, an aspiring global citizen, or simply someone seeking inspiration, Pierre's story will ignite your passion for learning and empower you to embrace the journey towards fluency and confidence. Prepare to be captivated by Pierre's remarkable adventure as he unlocks the secrets to mastering English and discovers his own voice in the process. As the autumn leaves fell in Paris, France, Pierre sat in his bedroom scrolling through language learning apps on his phone. The crisp air outside reminded him of his upcoming English class at university, where he often found himself struggling to keep up with his peers. Determined to succeed, he set out to make a participating in online language exchange programs. Pierre began connecting with English speakers from around the world. Through virtual conversations and video calls, he practiced his speaking and listening skills, gaining valuable insights into the nuances of the language. His curiosity led him to explore various methods, from watching English movies with subtitles to listening to podcasts during his morning commute. Despite the challenges he faced, Pierre remained persistent in his efforts. He attended language exchange meetups in the city, engaging in conversations with native speakers and fellow learners. Each interaction, whether in the classroom or social settings, provided him with opportunities to refine his pronunciation and expand his vocabulary. Reflecting on his progress, Pierre recognized the importance of feedback in his learning journey. He sought guidance from teachers and language exchange partners, incorporating their suggestions into his practice routine. As he continued to immerse himself in the English language, Pierre discovered a newfound sense of confidence in his abilities. With a clear mission and purpose in mind, Pierre embarked on a transformative journey towards fluency and self-assurance. The streets of Paris witnessed his growth, as he embraced new challenges and embraced the opportunities that proficiency in English could offer. The autumn breeze carried whispers of change, signaling the beginning of Pierre's remarkable adventure. Chapter 2, Part 1. As winter descended upon Paris, Pierre found himself fully immersed in his English language studies. The frosty air outside his window served as a reminder of the challenges that lay ahead, but he remained determined to push forward. In the classroom, Pierre's confidence began to grow as he actively participated in discussions, asked questions, and engaged with his classmates. His persistent efforts to improve his language skills were paying off, as he noticed a marked improvement in his fluency and comprehension. Outside of school, Pierre continued to seek out opportunities to practice his English in social settings. He attended language exchange events, where he engaged in lively conversations with native speakers and fellow learners. These interactions not only helped him improve his speaking skills but also boosted his confidence in using English in real-life situations. One particularly memorable experience for Pierre was when he volunteered to give a presentation in English during a class project. Despite feeling nervous at first, he found himself speaking confidently and articulately in front of his peers. The positive feedback he received bolstered his self-assurance and fueled his determination to further excel in the language. With each passing day, Pierre felt himself becoming more comfortable with expressing himself in English. He no longer shied away from conversations or doubted his abilities. Instead, he embraced every opportunity to practice and improve, knowing that each step forward brought him closer to his goal of fluency and confidence. The winter months in Paris became a time of immense growth for Pierre, as he continued to navigate the challenges of learning a new language with resilience and optimism. The city streets, blanketed in snow, bore witness to his transformation from a hesitant learner to a confident communicator. And as the season progressed, Pierre's journey towards mastering English and finding his voice only gained momentum. Chapter 2, Part 2. As the winter in Paris gave way to the arrival of spring, Pierre found himself fully immersed in his English language journey. The budding flowers and warmer temperatures outside seemed to mirror his own growth and progress in the language. In his language exchange programs and online platforms, Pierre continued to engage with native English speakers, honing his conversational skills and gaining valuable insights into the cultural nuances of the language. He participated in group discussions, practiced pronunciation drills, and even took on the challenge reading English literature to expand his vocabulary. The classroom remained a crucial space for Pierre to learn and grow, as he actively sought out opportunities to connect with his teachers and classmates. He joined study groups, collaborated on projects, and sought feedback on his writing assignments, all in an effort to strengthen his English proficiency. One day, during a language exchange meetup, Pierre found himself engaged in a deep and meaningful conversation with a native English speaker. As they discussed various topics, Pierre realized that he was communicating fluently and confidently, effortlessly expressing his thoughts and opinions in English. It was a breakthrough moment that filled him with a sense of pride and accomplishment. Reflecting on his journey so far, Pierre understood the importance of his unwavering determination, curiosity, persistence, and reflection. These attributes had guided him through challenges and setbacks, leading him closer to his goal of fluency and confidence in English. With spring in full bloom, Pierre felt a renewed sense of energy and purpose in his language learning endeavors. The vibrant colors of the season mirrored the newfound vibrancy in his speech and interactions. The coming months promised further growth, challenges, and triumphs as Pierre's journey towards mastering English and embracing his newfound confidence continued to unfold. Chapter 3, Part 1. As summer arrived in Paris, Pierre's journey towards mastering English entered a new phase. The warm sun filled the city with energy and possibility, mirroring Pierre's own sense of determination and drive to further improve his language skills. Seek out immersive experiences, Pierre decided to participate in a language exchange program abroad. He packed his bags and set off to English-speaking country, where he would spend a few weeks fully immersed in the language and culture. The change of scenery and new environment provided him with a fresh perspective and a chance to test his skills in real-life situations. In this new setting, Pierre found himself engaging in conversations with locals, navigating daily interactions in English, and exploring the cultural nuances of the language. He visited museums, attended local events, and made new friends who encouraged him to practice and improve his English. During a language exchange meetup in the new city, Pierre struck up a conversation with a group of native English speakers. To his surprise, he found himself not only keeping up with the conversation but also contributing meaningfully to the discussion. The feeling of fluency and confidence that washed over him in that moment was an exhilarating validation of his hard work and dedication. Back in Paris, Pierre continued to build on his experiences from abroad. He sought out opportunities to engage with English speakers, attend language workshops, and actively participate in conversations both in person and online. Each interaction further solidified his grasp of the language and bolstered his self-assurance. The summer in Paris became a time of growth and exploration for Pierre as he continued to push himself outside his comfort zone and embrace new challenges. The city streets, bustling with energy and life, witnessed his determination and progress as he continued on his journey towards fluency and confidence in English. And as the summer unfolded, Pierre's passion for learning and his newfound skills in the language only continued to flourish. Chapter 3, Part 2. As the summer in Paris reached its peak, Pierre's confidence in his English language abilities soared to new heights. The warm breeze carried whispers of his accomplishments as he continued to immerse himself in the language, both at home and in his interactions abroad. Drawing from his experiences in the English-speaking country, Pierre incorporated new methods into his language learning routine. He began to read English novels, listen to English music, and watch English movies without subtitles to further enhance his language skills and comprehension. One day, while strolling through the streets of Paris, Pierre found himself struck by a sense of familiarity and comfort in using English. What once felt like a daunting challenge had now become second nature to him. He could express himself articulately, engage in conversations confidently, and connect with others on a deeper level. In his English classes at university, Pierre's progress did not go unnoticed. His teachers and classmates marveled at his improved fluency and his ability to express complex ideas with ease. Pierre's growth in the language served as an inspiration to others, showing him the power of determination and dedication in achieving their goals. Reflecting on his journey from a hesitant learner to a confident communicator, Pierre felt a deep sense of pride and accomplishment. He had overcome countless obstacles, pushed himself beyond his limits, and emerged stronger and more confident than ever before. As the summer days gave way to cooler evenings, Pierre knew that his journey towards mastering English was far from over. There were still new challenges to face, new skills to master, and new horizons to explore. But with his unwavering determination, insatiable curiosity, persistent practice, and reflective mindset, Pierre was ready to face whatever lay ahead, knowing that fluency and confidence in English were within his reach. The streets of Paris whispered tales of his transformation, a testament to the growth and resilience of a young man who had dared to dream and had the courage to chase those dreams until they became reality. Chapter 4, Part 1. As the autumn air began to chill the streets of Paris, Pierre found himself fully immersed in his journey towards mastering English. The falling leaves whispered stories of his growth and resilience, echoing the progress he had made in his skills and self-confidence. Continuing his language studies at university, Pierre delved deeper into the intricacies of the English language. He expanded his vocabulary, refined his grammar skills, and focused on perfecting his pronunciation. With each passing day, he felt more at ease expressing himself in English, both academically and socially. Outside of the classroom, Pierre sought out new opportunities to practice and improve his language skills. He attended language exchange meetups, engaged in conversations with English speakers, and even volunteered to help teach English to non-native speakers. These experiences not only honed his language abilities but also deepened his understanding of different cultures and perspectives. One evening, while attending a language workshop in Paris, Pierre found himself leading a group discussion on a complex topic in English. His classmates listened intently, impressed by his fluency and eloquence. It was a moment of validation for Pierre, a confirmation of how far he had come on his language learning journey. Reflecting on his progress, Pierre realized that his growth in English went beyond just mastering a new language. It was a journey of personal development, of discovering his own voice and building self-confidence. Through dedication, hard work, and a willingness to step outside his comfort zone, Pierre had transformed into a confident communicator who was unafraid to express himself in English. The autumn in Paris became a season of introspection and growth for Pierre as he continued to push himself towards fluency and confidence in English. The city's streets bore witness to his unwavering determination and his unwavering commitment to language mastery. And as Pierre looked towards the future, he knew that the challenges ahead would only further fuel his passion for learning and his quest for excellence in English. Chapter 4, Part 2. As winter descended upon Paris, Pierre's journey towards mastering English entered a new phase. The frosty air outside his window served as a reminder of the challenges that lay ahead, but Pierre was undeterred in his pursuit of language fluency and confidence. In the midst of his language studies, Pierre was presented with an opportunity to participate in a student exchange program in an English-speaking country. Excited by the prospect of further immersing himself in the language and culture, he eagerly accepted the invitation and set off a new adventure. Arriving in the foreign land, Pierre found himself surrounded by native English speakers and an environment rich with opportunities to practice and improve his language skills. He attended classes, engaged in conversations with locals, and explored the vibrant city that was now his temporary home. During a language exchange meetup in the new country, Pierre found himself engaged in a spirited discussion with a group of English-speaking students. He spoke confidently, sharing his thoughts and ideas with ease. The positive reactions from his peers filled him with a sense of pride and accomplishment, affirming his progress in the language. In his spare time, Pierre sought out experiences that would further deepen his understanding of English. He visited museums, attended cultural events, and even volunteered to join a local theater group, where he had the opportunity to practice his speaking and acting skills in English. The winter in the foreign land proved to be a transformative period for Pierre as he continued to challenge himself and expand his language abilities. The snowy landscapes and bustling city streets witnessed his dedication and resilience, marking a new chapter in his quest for fluency and confidence in English. And as Pierre embraced the unknown with open arms, he knew that each experience, each conversation, and each interaction brought him one step closer to realizing his goal. Chapter 5. Part 1. As the spring blossoms began to bloom in the foreign land where Pierre found himself, his journey towards mastering English took on a new sense of vitality and growth. The vibrant colors of the season mirrored his own confidence in the language, as he continued to immerse himself in new experiences and opportunities for language practice. During his time abroad, Pierre encountered a diverse range of English dialects and accents, further expanding his understanding of the language's nuances. He engaged in conversations with people from various backgrounds, learning to adapt his speech and comprehension to different styles of English. In his classes and language exchange meetups, Pierre continued to push himself beyond his comfort zone, taking on challenging topics and engaging in debates and discussions in English. Each conversation, each interaction, brought him closer to fluency and strengthened his ability to communicate effectively in the language. One day, while exploring the streets of the foreign city, Pierre found himself striking up a conversation with a local shopkeeper in English. As they exchanged pleasantries and shared stories, Pierre realized how far he had come from the hesitant learner he once was. The shopkeeper's smile of appreciation and encouragement was a testament to Pierre's growth and progress. Reflecting on his experiences abroad, Pierre understood the impact of immersing himself in the language and culture of an English-speaking country. The vibrant energy of the spring season seemed to infuse him with renewed passion and determination towards his goal of mastering English with confidence. As the days grew longer and the warmth of the sun enveloped the foreign land, Pierre knew that he was on the right path towards achieving his dream. The foreign city became his classroom, the locals his teachers, and each moment a valuable opportunity to learn and grow. And as Pierre stepped into the next phase of his language learning journey, he did so with a heart full of hope and a mind eager for new challenges that lay ahead. Chapter 5. Part 2. With the arrival of summer in the foreign land, Pierre's dedication to mastering English continued to blossom like the vibrant flowers that adorned the city streets. The warm sun illuminated his path, guiding him towards new experiences and opportunities for growth in the language. Seeking out immersive experiences, Pierre decided to volunteer at a local community center where he could interact with English speakers from all walks of life. Engaging in conversations, assisting with programs, and forging connections with the community allowed him to further hone his language skills and gain deeper appreciation for the diversity of English expressions. In his everyday interactions, Pierre found himself navigating a multitude of social settings, from casual conversations at cafes to formal meetings with professionals in English. Each encounter presented a unique challenge and opportunity for him to practice his speaking, listening, and comprehension skills, solidifying his confidence in using the language. One memorable moment during his summer sojourn was when Pierre delivered a speech at a community event in English. The words flowed effortlessly from his lips, and the audience listened attentively, captivated by his eloquence and passion. The resounding applause that followed filled Pierre with a profound sense of accomplishment and pride. As the summer days stretched out before him, Pierre reveled in the progress he had made on his language learning journey. The foreign land had become a second home to him, a place where he could fully express himself and connect with others through the universal language of English. The warm summer breeze whispered tales of Pierre's growth and transformation, carrying with it the promise of new beginnings and endless possibilities. With each passing day, Pierre stepped further into a world where language barriers faded away, and his confidence in communicating in English continued to soar. And as the summer sun cast its golden glow upon the foreign city, Pierre knew that his journey towards fluency and self-assurance in English was not just a dream, it was becoming his reality. Chapter 6, Part 1. As the summer in the foreign land transitioned into the crisp days of autumn, Pierre's journey towards mastering English took on a new depth and richness. The changing colors of the leaves mirrored his own growth and evolution in the language, as he continued to push himself beyond his limits. Determined to further enhance his language skills, Pierre out-advanced English classes and workshops in the foreign city. He delved into complex topics, engaged in debates, and dissected literary works to deepen his understanding and mastery of the language. In his interactions with native English speakers, Pierre noticed a newfound ease and fluidity in his conversations. He seamlessly navigated discussions on a wide range of subjects, showcasing his ability to express himself with clarity and confidence. The encouraging feedback he received from his peers and teachers further fueled his motivation to excel in English. One evening, while attending a cultural event in the foreign city, Pierre was invited to give a speech in English. Standing before a diverse audience, he spoke passionately and eloquently, captivating listeners with his words and presence. The sense of accomplishment he felt in that moment was a testament to his perseverance and dedication to his language learning journey. Reflecting on his experiences, Pierre realized that his journey towards mastering English was not just about learning a new language, it was about personal growth and self-discovery. Through his dedication, curiosity, persistence, and reflection, he had transformed into a confident communicator who embraced new challenges with enthusiasm and determination. The autumn in the foreign city served as a backdrop for Pierre's continued progress and development in English. The cool breeze whispered tales of his resilience and tenacity, encouraging him to keep pushing forward towards his goal of fluency and confidence. And as Pierre ventured into the next chapter of his language learning journey, he did so with a renewed sense of purpose and a heart full of gratitude for the opportunities that lay ahead. Chapter 6, Part 2. As the autumn days in the foreign city embraced Pierre with the cool embrace, his commitment to mastering English shone brighter than ever. The changing of the season reflected his own growth and adaptability in the language, symbolizing the transformation taking place within him. Seeking to refine his language skills even further, Pierre embarked on a journey of self-study and exploration. He immersed himself in English literature, dissecting novels and poems to deepen his understanding of the language's nuances. Through reading and analysis, he gained a new appreciation for the beauty of English prose and poetry. In his pursuit of fluency, Pierre also sought out opportunities to engage with English speakers in meaningful ways. Whether through volunteering, participating in group discussions, or attending language exchange events, he embraced every chance to practice and refine his language abilities. These interactions not only strengthened his communication skills but also broadened his cultural awareness and understanding. One pivotal moment came when Pierre was invited to participate in a panel discussion on a current societal issue at a local university. Speaking confidently and articulately in English, he shared his perspective and engaged in a thoughtful exchange of ideas with fellow panelists and audience members. The experience not only bolstered his confidence but also highlighted his ability to navigate complex discussions in a foreign language with ease. As the autumn leaves rustled underfoot, Pierre reflected on his journey thus far with a sense of gratitude and pride. His growth in English had not only opened doors to new opportunities but had also transformed him into a more confident and empowered individual. With each challenge he faced and overcame, his resolve to master the language strengthened, propelling him closer to his goal. The autumn in the foreign city served as a time of introspection and refinement for Pierre as he continued to push himself towards fluency and confidence in English. The city's streets whispered tales of his journey of perseverance, growth, and resilience, ushering him into a new season of learning and discovery. And as Pierre embraced the cool embrace of autumn, he knew that his path towards language mastery was one filled with endless possibilities and shining moments of achievement. Chapter 7, Part 1. As winter descended upon the foreign city where Pierre found himself, his journey towards mastering English took on a renewed sense of focus and determination. The crisp air and falling snowflakes served as a backdrop to his continued pursuit of fluency and confidence in the language. Embracing the winter season as a time for growth and introspection, Pierre delved into advanced language courses that challenged him to expand his vocabulary and grasp of grammar. He dedicated long hours to studying, practicing speaking exercises, and engaging in intensive language drills to sharpen his skills further. In his interactions with native English speakers, Pierre's confidence continued to soar. He engaged in deep conversations, shared his thoughts and opinions with clarity, and actively sought out feedback to enhance his communication abilities. Each dialogue, whether casual or formal, presented a chance for him to showcase his progress and connect on a deeper level. One particularly poignant moment came during a winter festival in the city, where Pierre was asked to present a speech in English in front of a large audience. Nervous but determined, he took to the stage and delivered a powerful and heartfelt message that resonated with the listeners. The resounding applause and words of praise afterward filled him with a sense of accomplishment and pride. Reflecting on his journey, Pierre realized that mastering English wasn't just about acquiring language skills, it was about embracing a new way of thinking and expressing himself. Through dedication, persistence, and a willingness to step outside his comfort zone, he had transformed into a confident communicator who could navigate language barriers with ease. The winter in the foreign city became a season of growth and transformation for Pierre as he continued to push himself towards fluency and confidence in English. The frosty landscapes and twinkling lights witnessed his unwavering commitment and resilience, marking a new chapter in his quest for language mastery. And as Pierre welcomed the challenges of the winter season with open arms, he knew that each step forward brought him closer to his goal of becoming a fluent and confident English speaker. Chapter 7, Part 2. As the winter days in the foreign city unfolded, Pierre's determination to master English only grew stronger. The frosty air and glittering snowflakes seemed to whisper encouragement, urging him to continue pushing himself to new heights in his language learning journey. Seeking out opportunities to immerse himself in the language, Pierre decided to participate in a language exchange program with local students. Engaging in conversations, sharing stories, and experiencing everyday life in English opened up new avenues for him to practice and refine his language skills. During one memorable language exchange meetup, Pierre found himself engaged in a spirited debate on a topic of global significance. In English, he conveyed his arguments with clarity and conviction, earning the respect and admiration of his fellow participants. The experience reinforced his growing confidence and proficiency in the language. In addition to his interactions with native speakers, Pierre continued to challenge himself by exploring more advanced aspects of English language and culture. He attended English-speaking cultural events, read literature from renowned authors, and watched educational documentaries to broaden his knowledge and understanding. The winter in the foreign city became a time of deep learning and self-discovery for Pierre. Each interaction, each experience, brought him closer to his goal of mastering English with fluency and confidence. The city's wintry charm served as a reminder of the transformation taking place within him, a metamorphosis fueled by passion, dedication, and unwavering commitment. As the winter season drew to a close, Pierre felt a sense of fulfillment and anticipation for the journey that lay ahead. The foreign city, blanketed in snow, held whispers of his progress and potential, promising new challenges and triumphs as he continued to navigate the path towards fluency and self-assurance in English. And with each passing day, Pierre's resolve to conquer the language barrier only grew stronger, guiding him towards a future filled with endless possibilities and boundless opportunities for growth. Chapter 8, Part 1. With the arrival of spring in the foreign city, Pierre's journey towards mastering English took on a new sense of vibrancy and renewal. The blooming flowers and warm sunshine mirrored his own growth and the blossoming of his language skills. Eager to further immerse himself in the language, Pierre decided to participate in a language immersion program that offered hands-on experiences in an English-speaking environment. The program involved engaging in real-life scenarios, such as ordering food at restaurants, navigating public transportation, and even attending social events, all conducted in English. During the immersion program, Pierre found himself challenged in new and exciting ways. Every conversation, every interaction, tested his ability to communicate effectively in English. Through these practical experiences, he gained valuable insights into the intricacies of the language and honed his skills in real-world settings. One particularly memorable moment occurred when Pierre was asked to deliver a presentation in English to a group of native speakers. Standing before his audience, he spoke confidently and eloquently, sharing his knowledge and insights with poise. The positive feedback he received served as a testament to his progress and proficiency in the language. Reflecting on his experiences during the language immersion program, Pierre realized the transformative power of immersive learning. The hands-on approach had not only deepened his language skills but had also instilled in him a newfound sense of confidence and fluency in English. As the spring blossoms continued to bloom in the foreign city, Pierre embraced the season of growth and renewal with a sense of optimism and determination. The city's vibrant energy and welcoming atmosphere served as a backdrop to his language learning journey, inspiring him to continue striving for excellence in English. And as Pierre looked towards the future, he knew that each challenge and opportunity would only propel him closer to his goal of mastering the language with fluency and self-assurance. Chapter 8, Part 2. As the spring days unfolded in the foreign city, Pierre's dedication to mastering English continued to bloom like the vibrant flowers that adorned the streets. The warm sunshine and gentle breezes seemed to whisper tales of his progress and growth in the language, urging him forward on his path towards fluency and confidence. Seeking to expand his language skills further, Pierre delved into more advanced topics and language exercises. He challenged himself with complex readings, in-depth analyses, and conversations on a wide range of subjects, broadening his vocabulary and deepening his understanding of English. In his interactions with native speakers, Pierre's confidence blossomed. He engaged in debates, discussions, and presentations, demonstrating a newfound fluency and proficiency in the language. His ability to express himself with clarity and conviction impressed both his peers and teachers, solidifying his reputation as a confident communicator in English. One memorable moment came during a spring festival in the city, where Pierre was asked to give a speech in English to a diverse audience from around the world. Standing on stage, he articulated his thoughts with passion and precision, captivating the audience with his eloquence and charm. The thunderous applause that followed was a testament to his growth and achievement in mastering the language. Reflecting on his journey so far, Pierre recognized the transformative impact that mastering English had on his life. It was not just about learning a new language, but about embracing new perspectives, connecting with others, and expressing himself confidently and authentically. Through his dedication, persistence, and unwavering commitment, he had transformed into a confident and articulate English speaker. As the spring blossoms continued to bloom, Pierre felt a sense of gratitude and fulfillment for how far he had come on his language learning journey. The city's vibrant landscapes and bustling streets whispered stories of his resilience and determination, inspiring him to continue pushing forward towards his goal of fluency and confidence in English. And with each passing day, Pierre's passion for learning and his desire to excel in the language only burned brighter, propelling him towards a future filled with endless possibilities and exciting opportunities for growth. Chapter 9, Part 1. With the summer sun shining brightly over the foreign city, Pierre's journey towards mastering English entered a phase of renewed vigor and determination. The warm rays of sunlight illuminated his path, casting a radiant glow on his continued pursuit of fluency and confidence in the language. Eager to take his language skills to the next level, Pierre immersed himself in a variety of immersive experiences that would challenge and expand his proficiency in English. He sought out opportunities to engage in debates, attend seminars, and participate in language exchange programs that allowed him to practice speaking and listening in real-world contexts. During one particularly impactful language exchange meetup, Pierre found himself engaged in a thought-provoking discussion with a group of English speakers. As they debated social issues, shared personal stories, and exchanged ideas, Pierre realized the power of effective communication in building connections and fostering understanding across cultural boundaries. In his academic pursuits, Pierre delved into advanced English literature and language courses that pushed him to think critically and express himself with eloquence. Through close readings, analytical essays, and group projects, he honed his language skills and deepened his appreciation for the beauty and complexity of the English language. One defining moment came when Pierre was selected to represent his university at an international conference where English was the primary language of communication. Standing on the global stage, he delivered a compelling presentation that captivated the audience and garnered praise for his articulate and persuasive speaking abilities. Reflecting on his experiences during the summer months, Pierre felt a sense of pride and accomplishment in how far he had come on his language learning journey. The vibrant energy of the city, the laughter of new friends, and the opportunities to engage with diverse perspectives all served as reminders of the growth and transformation he had undergone in his quest for mastery of English. As the sun set on the summer day, Pierre looked towards the horizon with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. The foreign city's bustling streets and vibrant culture echoed with tales of his progress, inspiring him to continue pushing boundaries and reaching new heights in his pursuit of fluency and confidence in English. And with each new challenge and adventure that lay ahead, Pierre embraced the possibilities that awaited him on his journey towards language mastery with unwavering passion and determination. Chapter 9, Part 2. The summer days in the foreign city continued to unfold, bringing with them a sense of excitement and possibility for Pierre's language learning journey. The warm breeze and bustling streets provided a dynamic backdrop for his exploration of English fluency and self-assurance. Seeking out new avenues for language practice and growth, Pierre decided to volunteer for a local organization that provided English tutoring to non-native speakers. Through this experience, he not only helped others improve their language skills but also deepened their own understanding of English grammar, pronunciation, and cultural nuances. In his academic pursuits, Pierre took on advanced research projects and presentations that required him to articulate complex ideas and concepts in English. The intellectual challenges he faced in his studies pushed him to refine his analytical thinking and eloquence in the language, further enhancing his communication abilities. During a language immersion excursion to a nearby English-speaking region, Pierre found himself completely immersed in the language and culture. Engaging in conversations with locals, exploring historic sites, and partaking in traditional customs allowed him to gain a deeper appreciation for the richness and diversity of the English language. One profound moment occurred when Pierre was invited to lead a workshop on language learning strategies at a local community center. Sharing his tips and experiences with language acquisition, he inspired others to embrace the challenges of learning a new language and encouraged them to persist in their journey towards fluency. As the summer sun began to set over the foreign city, Pierre felt a deep sense of fulfillment and growth in his language skills. The vibrant energy of the city and the diverse experiences he had encountered served as a reminder of his resilience and dedication to mastering English. Looking ahead to the future, Pierre knew that there were still many more milestones to achieve on his journey towards fluency and confidence in English. The foreign city's streets whispered tales of his progress and potential, fueling his determination to continue pushing boundaries and reaching new heights in his language learning endeavors. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, Pierre embraced the promise of tomorrow with unwavering passion and a steadfast commitment to realizing his dream of becoming a confident and articulate English communicator. Chapter 10, Part 1. As the seasons shifted and the foreign city transitioned into autumn, Pierre's language learning journey reached its pinnacle. The crisp air and falling leaves signaled a time of reflection and celebration for all that he had accomplished in mastering English with fluency and confidence. Embracing the new season as an opportunity for growth and gratitude, Pierre continued to immerse himself in advanced language studies and immersive experiences. He sought out opportunities to engage with native speakers, attend cultural events, and partake in language exchange programs to further refine his language skills and deepen his understanding of the English language. In his interactions with fellow language learners and teachers, Pierre's confidence and eloquence in English became increasingly evident. He participated in debates, delivered speeches, and engaged in intellectual discussions, showcasing his ability to articulate his thoughts with clarity and precision. His proficiency in the language was now second nature, a testament to his hard work and dedication. One memorable moment came when Pierre was invited to present his research at an international conference, where English was the primary language of communication. Standing before a global audience, he delivered a compelling presentation that captivated listeners and earned him accolades for his articulate and persuasive speaking abilities. Reflecting on his language learning journey as autumn unfolded around him, Pierre felt a profound sense of gratitude for the experiences and opportunities that had shaped him into the confident English speaker he had become. The colorful foliage and cool breezes whispered tales of his growth and transformation, serving as reminders of the resilience and determination that had carried him through his journey. With each passing day, Pierre's passion for language learning continued to burn bright, propelling him forward towards new horizons and challenges. The foreign city's bustling streets and diverse culture provided a rich tapestry for his ongoing exploration of the English language, inspiring him to continue pushing boundaries and reaching new peaks in his quest for linguistic mastery. As the sun set on the autumn day, casting a warm glow over the horizon, Pierre looked towards the future with a sense of accomplishment and excitement for the limitless possibilities that awaited him. The foreign city whispered tales of his journey, a testament to the growth, resilience, and unwavering determination that had led him to conquer the language barrier and emerge as a confident and articulate communicator in English. And as Pierre embraced the changing seasons and the promise of tomorrow, he knew that his journey towards fluency and confidence in English was not just a destination, it was a never-ending adventure of growth, learning, and transformation. Chapter 10. Part 2. With the autumn leaves crunching beneath his feet, Pierre felt a sense of fulfillment and accomplishment wash over him. The call that whispered through the city streets seemed to carry with it whispers of congratulations and inspiration, urging him to continue striving for excellence in English. As the season progressed, Pierre took on new challenges and opportunities to further enhance his language skills. He to immerse himself in diverse experiences, seeking out advanced language workshops, engaging in deep philosophical conversations, and attending cultural events to expand his knowledge of the language and its nuances. In his interactions with native speakers and fellow language enthusiasts, Pierre's fluency and confidence in English continued to soar. He navigated complex discussions, delivered presentations with finesse, and engaged in debates with ease, impressing his peers and mentors with his articulate and eloquent communication style. One particularly memorable moment came when Pierre was invited to publish an article in an international journal, showcasing his expertise in English language and literature. The recognition he received for his writing skills affirmed his growth and proficiency in the language, marking a significant milestone in his language learning journey. As Pierre reflected on his journey towards mastering English, he realized that his quest had not just been about acquiring a new language, it had been a transformative experience that had enriched his life in countless ways. Through his dedication, perseverance, and passion for learning, he had not only honed his language skills but had also discovered new perspectives, forged meaningful connections, and grown as an individual. As the autumn days faded into winter's embrace, Pierre looked towards the future with a renewed sense of purpose and excitement. The foreign city's twinkling lights and bustling energy echoed tales of his resilience and growth, inspiring him to continue pushing boundaries and reaching new heights in his journey towards fluency and confidence in English. The winter sun set over the city, casting a warm glow over Pierre's surroundings as he embarked on the next chapter of his language learning adventure. With each new day, each new challenge, he embraced the opportunities that awaited him, knowing that with each step forward, he was closer to realizing his dream of becoming a masterful and confident communicator in the English language. Chapter 10, Part 3. As the winter days settled in the foreign city, Pierre found himself fully immersed in the final phase of his journey towards mastering English. The city streets, adorned with twinkling lights and a blanket of snow, provided a serene backdrop for his continued pursuit of fluency and confidence in the language. Taking on new and advanced language challenges, Pierre delved into creative writing, public speaking engagements, and academic debates that pushed the boundaries of his language abilities. He challenged himself to express thoughts with eloquence, precision, and sophistication, honing his skills to perfection. In his interactions with native English speakers and scholars, Pierre's command of the language reached new heights. He participated in conferences, led workshops, and engaged in intellectual conversations that showcased his depth of understanding and mastery of English. His ability to articulate complex ideas with clarity and conviction left a lasting impression on those around him. One defining moment came when Pierre was offered a prestigious scholarship to pursue further studies in an English-speaking country. The opportunity opened doors to new academic pursuits, cultural experiences, and professional growth that would further elevate his language proficiency and confidence. Reflecting on his language learning journey as winter deepened its grip on the city, Pierre felt a sense of pride in how far he had come since the beginning of his quest for fluency in English. The peaceful serenity of the winter landscape whispered tales of his growth, resilience, and unwavering dedication to mastering the language. With every snowflake that fell and every step he took through the frost-covered streets of the foreign city, Pierre embraced the challenges and rewards of his language learning adventure. The city's tranquil beauty and ambient glow served as a reminder of the transformative power of perseverance, passion, and hard work. Looking towards the horizon, as the winter sun dipped below the skyline, Pierre knew that his journey towards fluency and confidence in English was not just a destination but a continuous evolution. The twinkling lights of the city echoed the promise of endless possibilities and exciting opportunities that awaited him as he ventured into the next chapter of his life as a masterful and compelling communicator in the English language. Chapter 10, Part 4. As the winter enveloped the foreign city in a blanket of snow, Pierre embarked on the final stretch of his language learning journey with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. The serene beauty of the winter served as a reminder of the tranquility and focus that he had cultivated throughout his quest for fluency and confidence in English. Embracing new challenges and opportunities, Pierre delved into advanced language courses, professional workshops, and cultural immersion experiences that tested and refined his language skills. He challenged himself to express thoughts and ideas with clarity, grace, and precision, honing his abilities to communicate effectively in a variety of contexts. In his interactions with language experts, peers, and mentors, Pierre's command of the English language shone brightly. He engaged in scholarly debates, delivered compelling speeches, and participated in collaborative projects that demonstrated his expertise and fluency in the language. His eloquence and persuasive communication style captivated audiences and earned him recognition for his linguistic prowess. One transformative moment came when Pierre was invited to deliver a keynote address at an international conference, where he shared his insights and research findings in flawless English. The standing ovation and accolades he received from attendees solidified his status as a confident and articulate English speaker, marking a significant milestone in his language learning journey. Reflecting on his experiences and growth as the winter days passed by, Pierre felt a deep sense of gratitude for the challenges, triumphs, and invaluable lessons learned along the way. The quiet majesty of the winter landscape whispered tales of resilience, perseverance, and the unwavering commitment to achieving excellence in the English language. With each snowflake that gently fell and each icicle that sparkled in the winter sunlight, Pierre embraced the culmination of his language learning adventure with a sense of pride and fulfillment. The city's ethereal beauty and hushed stillness served as a poignant reminder of the transformative power of dedication, passion, and relentless pursuit of mastery. Looking ahead to the future, as the winter sun dipped below the horizon, Pierre knew that his journey towards fluency and confidence in English was not just a personal achievement but a testament to the boundless opportunities and endless horizons that awaited him as a skilled and eloquent communicator in the English language. Chapter 10, Part 5. As the winter days drew to a close in the foreign city, Pierre stood at the threshold of a new chapter in his language learning journey, ready to embrace the opportunities and challenges that lay ahead. The soft flakes drifted gently to the ground, casting a sense of tranquility and reflection over the city, mirroring Pierre's own sense of calm and readiness for what was to come. Embracing final phase of his quest for mastering English with fluency and confidence, Pierre immersed himself in a myriad of experiences that would push his language skills to new heights. He sought out mentorship from language experts, engaged in advanced language workshops, and participated in language exchange programs that provided rich opportunities for practice and refinement. In his interactions with native speakers and fellow language enthusiasts, Pierre's proficiency and adeptness in English became increasingly evident. He engaged in intense debates, delivered compelling presentations, and authored thought-provoking articles that showcased his eloquence and fluency in the language. His ability to articulate complex ideas with clarity and conviction marked him as a compelling and articulate communicator. One defining moment during the closing winter days was when Pierre was invited to contribute a chapter to an esteemed English language textbook. The opportunity to share his insights and knowledge on an international platform underscored his expertise and proficiency in the language, solidifying his status as a respected and accomplished English speaker. Reflecting on his language learning journey amidst the hush of the winter city, Pierre felt a deep sense of appreciation for the experiences that had shaped him into the confident and articulate communicator he had become. The serenity of the snowy landscape whispered stories of growth, resilience, and the unwavering commitment that had propelled him forward on his path to mastery in English. With each passing snowflake and each quiet moment of reflection, Pierre looked towards the future with a sense of anticipation and readiness for the next phase of his language-learning adventure. The city's winter glow and peaceful ambience served as a reminder of the transformative power of hard work, dedication, and passion in achieving excellence in the English language. As the winter sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the city, Pierre embraced the promise of tomorrow with a heart full of gratitude and a mind eager for the endless possibilities and exciting challenges that awaited him on his journey towards fluency and confidence in English. Chapter 10, Part 6. With the winter sun casting a warm glow on the foreign, Pierre felt a sense of excitement and anticipation for the stage of his language-learning journey. The tranquil beauty of the winter landscape mirrored his inner calm and determination as he prepared to embark on the next chapter of mastering English with fluency and confidence. Seeking out new avenues for growth and advancement, Pierre sought out mentorship from esteemed language scholars, engaged in intensive language workshops, and participated in challenging language immersion programs to further enhance his language skills. Each pushed him to new heights and provided valuable opportunities for practice and refinement. In his interactions with native English speakers and language experts, Pierre's proficiency and expertise in English became increasingly evident. He engaged in academic debates, delivered persuasive presentations, and wrote insightful papers that highlighted his eloquence and command of the language. His ability to articulate complex ideas and concepts with clarity and conviction set him apart as a skilled and articulate communicator. One particularly memorable moment was when Pierre was selected to represent his university at an international language conference, where he delivered a keynote address on the importance of cultural exchange and language diversity. His captivating speech captivated the audience, earning him accolades and recognition for his exceptional linguistic abilities. Reflecting on his growth and development as the winter days transitioned into the promise of spring, Pierre felt a deep sense of gratitude and accomplishment for how far he had come on his language-learning journey. The city's winter beauty and serene ambience served as a reminder of the transformative power of dedication, perseverance, and a relentless pursuit of excellence in the English language. With the winter sun setting on the horizon, Pierre looked towards the future with a sense of optimism and eagerness for the adventures that awaited him. The foreign city's twinkling lights and tranquil glow whispered tales of his resilience and unwavering commitment to mastering English with fluency and confidence. And as Pierre embraced the changing seasons and the promise of new beginnings, he knew that his journey towards linguistic mastery was not just a personal achievement but a testament to the boundless possibilities and exciting horizons that awaited him as a skilled and articulate communicator in the English language. Chapter 10, Part 7. As the winter sun dipped below the horizon and the promise of spring blossomed on the horizon, Pierre stood at a crossroads, poised to embark on the final leg of his language-learning journey. The changing of the seasons whispered tales of renewal and growth, mirroring the transformation taking place within Pierre as he neared the pinnacle of mastering English with fluency and confidence. Eager to further refine his language skills and push his boundaries, Pierre delved into advanced language courses, engaged in intellectual dialogues with native speakers, and sought out opportunities for real-world practice in professional settings. Each experience presented a unique challenge and a chance for Pierre to demonstrate his mastery of the English language. In his interactions with language experts and fellow enthusiasts, Pierre's eloquence and acumen in English continued to shine. He participated in academic discussions, delivered captivating speeches, and composed scholarly articles that showcased his linguistic prowess and his ability to communicate with depth and sophistication. His skills as a confident and articulate communicator stood out in every encounter. A crowning achievement came when Pierre was invited to present his research at a prestigious international conference, where he eloquently communicated his findings and insights in flawless English. The positive feedback and recognition he received from esteemed scholars and peers affirmed his expertise and solidified his standing as a skilled and authoritative voice in the field. As the winter days gave way to the gentle warmth of spring, Pierre reflected on his language learning journey with a sense of gratitude and pride. The city's awakening blooms and the soft caress of the spring breeze mirrored his own growth and evolution, signaling a new chapter in his quest for fluency and confidence in English. With each budding flower and each gentle breeze, Pierre embraced the promise of the future with a heart full of possibilities and a mind open to new horizons. The foreign city's vibrant energy and blossoming beauty served as a backdrop to his ongoing pursuit of excellence in the English language, inspiring him to continue pushing the boundaries of his linguistic abilities and reaching ever closer to his goal of becoming a masterful and compelling communicator in English. Chapter 10, Part 8. As the soft whispers of spring filled the foreign city, Pierre embraced the gentle warmth of the season, signaling a new beginning in his language learning journey. The blossoming flowers and revitalized landscapes mirrored his own growth and determination to master English with fluency and confidence. Eager to push his language skills to new heights, Pierre delved into a variety of immersive experiences and challenging opportunities to refine his abilities. He engaged in rigorous language workshops, participated in cultural exchanges, and sought out mentorship from language experts, all with the goal of further enhancing his proficiency in English. In his interactions with native speakers and language enthusiasts, Pierre's command of the English language continued to impress. He led discussions, delivered persuasive arguments, and authored engaging content that highlighted his eloquence and knack for effective communication. His ability to express nuanced ideas with clarity and conviction set him apart as a masterful and confident English speaker. One particularly memorable milestone was when Pierre was invited to deliver a TED Talk in English on the power of language as a bridge between cultures and communities. His compelling speech resonated with the audience, earning him accolades and recognition for his thought-provoking insights and captivating delivery. As Pierre reflected on his journey amidst the blooming beauty of the foreign city, he felt a deep sense of pride for the challenges he had overcome and the growth he had achieved in mastering English. The vibrant colors of spring and the fresh breeze brought a sense of renewal and optimism, inspiring him to continue pushing forward on his quest for linguistic excellence. With each petal that unfurled and each ray of sunlight that touched his face, Pierre felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination. The city's rejuvenated energy and the promise of new beginnings fueled his resolve to soar to new heights in his language learning adventure, knowing that with each step forward, he was drawing closer to realizing his dream of becoming a confident, articulate, and impactful communicator in English. Chapter 10, Part 9. As the gentle spring breeze caressed the foreign city, Pierre stood at the precipice of the final stage of his language learning journey, poised to reach new heights in mastering English with fluency and confidence. The vibrant blooming flowers and the rejuvenated energy of the season mirrored his own sense of growth and renewal as he prepared to embark on the last leg of his quest. Determined to elevate his language skills to the highest level, Pierre delved into intensive language immersion programs, took on challenging advanced language courses, and engaged in immersive cultural experiences that tested his abilities and expanded his linguistic horizons. Each opportunity presented a chance for Pierre to showcase his proficiency in English and refine his communication skills to perfection. In his interactions with language experts, peers, and mentors, Pierre's eloquence and expertise in English shone brightly. He participated in intellectual debates, delivered impactful speeches, and crafted persuasive arguments that revealed his mastery of the language. His ability to articulate complex ideas with sophistication and clarity marked him as a skilled and dynamic communicator. A pinnacle moment came when Pierre was invited to lead a language seminar at a renowned institution, where he shared his expertise in linguistics and language acquisition. His engaging presentation and insightful perspectives captivated the audience, earning him accolades and cementing his reputation as a respected authority in the field of English language proficiency. As the vibrant spring days gave way to the warmth of summer, Pierre reflected on his language learning journey with a deep sense of pride and accomplishment. The city's blossoming beauty and the vibrant energy of the season served as a backdrop for his growth, resilience, and unwavering dedication in mastering the English language. With each blooming flower and each sunlit day, Pierre embraced the promise of the future with a heart full of determination and a mind set on excellence. The foreign city's lively energy and the transformative beauty of the season inspired him to continue pursuing his goal of linguistic mastery with unwavering passion, knowing that every step forward brought him closer to becoming a confident, fluent, and impactful communicator in English. Chapter 10, Part 10. As the sun reached its peak in the cloudless summer sky, Pierre stood at the threshold of the final phase of his language learning journey, ready to conquer the last challenges on his path to mastering English with fluency and confidence. The warmth of the season filled him with renewed energy and determination, fueling his commitment to reach new heights in his language proficiency. Eager to push the boundaries of his skills, Pierre delved into advanced language workshops and seminars, engaged in high-level discourse with experts and enthusiasts, and sought out opportunities for real-world application of his English proficiency in professional settings. Each experience presented a unique opportunity for Pierre to showcase his command of the language and demonstrate his skill as a confident and articulate communicator. In his interactions with native speakers and language scholars, Pierre's linguistic prowess and eloquence continued to impress. He led discussions, delivered compelling speeches, and penned insightful articles that showcased his ability to express complex ideas with nuance and precision. His capacity to engage with the English language on a profound level distinguished him as a masterful and proficient speaker. A defining moment in Pierre's journey came when he was invited to deliver a keynote address at an international language symposium, where he shared his thoughts on the importance of multilingualism and the power of language to connect diverse cultures. His impactful speech resonated with the audience, earning him accolades for his persuasive delivery and insightful perspectives. As Pierre contemplated the progress he had made amidst the summer's vibrant energy, he felt a deep sense of gratitude for the growth and transformation he had undergone in his pursuit of language mastery. The city's bustling streets and the sunlit ambience of the season served as a backdrop to his journey, inspiring him to continue striving for excellence in English. With each sunny day and each moment of reflection, Pierre looked towards the future with optimism and zeal for the adventures that awaited him. The foreign city's lively spirit and the promise of new opportunities invigorated his resolve to pursue his goal of becoming a skilled, confident, and impactful communicator in the English language, knowing that with each endeavor, he was one step closer to realizing his dream. Chapter 10, Part 11. With the summer sun casting a golden glow over the city, Pierre at the brink of the final chapter of his language learning journey. The vibrant energy of the season him with a sense of purpose and determination as he prepared to face the ultimate challenges in mastering English with unparalleled fluency and confidence. The warmth of the sun mirrored his own inner fire, igniting his passion for linguistic excellence. Determined to elevate his language skills to extraordinary heights, Pierre delved into intensive language immersion programs, engaged in advanced linguistic studies, and sought out opportunities to engage with native speakers in authentic contexts. Each experience provided a platform for Pierre to demonstrate his linguistic prowess and refine his communication abilities to perfection. In his interactions with language experts, colleagues, and peers, Pierre's eloquence and proficiency in English dazzled those around him. He led dynamic discussions, crafted compelling arguments, and showcased his nuanced understanding of the language in every interaction. His ability to convey complex ideas with clarity and conviction set him apart as a masterful and persuasive communicator. A defining moment on Pierre's odyssey came when he was invited to deliver a TED Talk on language and globalization, where he captivated the audience with his insightful perspectives and compelling delivery. His impactful speech resonated with the global audience, earning acclaim for his articulate presentation and innovative ideas. As Pierre reflected on his achievements amidst the shimmering summer heat, he felt a surge of satisfaction and pride for the progress he had made on his arduous language learning journey. The city's vibrant atmosphere and the golden glow of the season served as a testament to his growth, determination, and unwavering commitment to mastering the English language. With each ray of sunshine and each moment of reflection, Pierre embraced the endless possibilities of the future with a heart full of ambition and a mind open to new challenges. The city's lively pulse and the promise of new beginnings fueled his determination to push the boundaries of his linguistic abilities, knowing that with each endeavor, he drew closer to his dream of becoming a charismatic, polished, and impactful communicator in English. Chapter 10, Part 12. As the summer sun illuminated the city with its golden rays, Pierre felt a sense of readiness and resolve as he stood on the threshold of the culminating phase of his language learning journey. The warmth of the season imbued him with renewed energy and purpose, igniting a fervent determination to conquer the final challenges on his path to mastering English with unparalleled fluency and confidence. Driven by a relentless passion for linguistic excellence, Pierre dove headfirst into advanced language seminars and workshops, engaged in intellectually stimulating discourse with language aficionados, and sought out opportunities to apply his language skills in practical, real-world scenarios. Each experience served as a platform for Pierre to showcase his adeptness in the English language, refining his communication abilities to a level of mastery. In his engagements with native speakers and language experts, Pierre's eloquence and linguistic dexterity continued to astonish. He led enlightening discussions, delivered inspiring speeches, and penned insightful articles that demonstrated his keen insight and proficiency in the language. His capacity to articulate intricate ideas with precision and conviction set him apart as a proficient and persuasive communicator. A watershed moment in Pierre's journey arose when he was entrusted with delivering the commencement address at a prestigious academic convocation, where he expounded on the transformative power of language in a globalized world. His compelling speech resonated deeply with the audience, earning him acclaim for his eloquent delivery and thought-provoking ideas. Surveying the landscape of his achievements amidst the radiant summer glow, Pierre felt a swell of pride and gratification for the strides he had made in his relentless pursuit of language mastery. The city's vibrant energy and the sun-kissed ambience of the season served as a backdrop to his voyage, inspiring him to strive for excellence and unwavering dedication in his pursuit of fluency and confidence in the English language. With each sunlit day and each moment of contemplation, Pierre gazed towards the horizon with a heart full of ambition and a spirit open to new possibilities. The city's dynamic pulse and the allure of fresh beginnings fueled his determination to soar to greater heights in his linguistic endeavors, cognizant that with every endeavor, he inched closer to his aspirations of becoming a compelling, polished, and influential communicator in English. Chapter 10, Part 13. As the summer sun bathed the city in a warm glow, Pierre felt a sense of calm and purpose wash over him. Standing on the precipice of the final stage of his language learning journey, he was filled with anticipation and determination to conquer the remaining challenges on his path to mastering English with exceptional fluency and confidence. The golden light of the season infused him with renewed vigor and resolve, pushing him to strive for linguistic excellence like never before. Immersing himself in a series of intensive language programs, advanced linguistic workshops, and real-world language applications, Pierre pushed himself to the limit to refine his language skills. Engaging in dynamic discussions, delivering powerful presentations, and honing his communication abilities in diverse contexts allowed him to further enhance his proficiency in English and showcase his eloquence. In his interactions with language connoisseurs, peers, and mentors, Pierre's mastery of the English language continued to leave a lasting impression. Leading thought-provoking dialogues, articulating persuasive arguments, and producing insightful content that underscored his aptitude and command of the language. His unmatched ability to convey complex ideas with clarity and conviction marked him as an exceptional and influential communicator. A pivotal moment in Pierre's language learning odyssey arrived when he was invited to deliver a keynote address at an international linguistic symposium, where he shared his groundbreaking research on language acquisition and identity. His impactful speech resonated with the audience, earning him accolades and recognition for his thought-provoking insights and eloquent delivery. Reflecting on his progress amid the summer's radiant splendor, Pierre felt a profound sense of accomplishment and gratitude for the growth he had achieved in pursuit of linguistic excellence. The city's vibrant energy and the sunlit allure of the season symbolized Pierre's own journey of transformation, inspiring him to continue pushing the boundaries and striving for linguistic perfection in English. With each sunlit moment and every contemplative pause, Pierre faced the horizon with a heart brimming with ambition and a mind open to the endless possibilities that lay ahead. The city's dynamic pulse and the promise of new beginnings fueled his determination to soar to greater heights in his linguistic endeavors, knowing that with every endeavor, he drew nearer to his ultimate goal of becoming a captivating, articulate, and impactful communicator in English.